Whatever. Hey, what's up, buds? Welcome to another episode of the Earbuds Podcast. This is an episode where two friends talk about two albums for 2 minutes.
You got it.
On this episode, we got a great band called Tank and the Bangas. If you've ever watched Tiny Desk Sessions, surely you've seen these guys.
And I think they won like the 2017 Tiny Desk Concert contest.
Yeah, it's the contest they have every year to get, some local unknown or whatever band onto Tiny Desk.
Oh, so it wasn't like it was the best Tiny Desk concert of 2017. It was that they won a contest to be on it?
Yeah, they won a contest to be on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Those...
Man, and it's like one of my favorite Tiny Desk concerts. It's so
great.
Good.
That's actually some of the most viewed videos are from those people that auditioned to be on Tiny Desk. It was them. It was fucking Hobo Johnson. That's how he got famous.
I don't know Hobo Johnson.
Oh, well.
Okay. Someone I should know, maybe.
Nah, not really. I didn't really like it. It was just like white boy poetry.
Oh, okay.
Which is aight. But
this album was, dude. Did you expect to like it as much as you did? Because I
honestly didn't. I had been into Tank and the Bangas, and I saw them at ACL in like 2018 or 2017 or something.
Nice. I love their Tiny Desk concert, so I don't know why I didn't expect to like this as much as I ended up doing it. But
I mean, I think it's
just really surprised
me. It's a lot more different than I would expect from what they usually do, and I haven't kept up with them since those initial first findings of their music, and I had no idea that what they brought to the album would be here.
It doesn't, like, I remember in their Tiny Desk concert thinking, this is so cool. This is like trap hip hop mixed with jazz.
Yeah, and a lot of poetry.
Super playful. Lots of, almost slam poetry. I mean, so, yeah, like, I love that about the Tiny Desk concert. I haven't heard anything since then. And then listening to this was such an expansion of what I feel like they were doing in that Tiny Desk concert. This is soul and funk and hip hop and jazz all mixed together, all happening at the same time, all in different instrumentalities, right? Where the drums might be hip hop, but then that electric piano, oh my god, that's so jazzy. But then the bass is playing funk, like almost slap bass sometimes, and it was just all over the place. And they definitely fall within those categories, but they also apparently call themselves Soulful Disney. Like, I think one of the backup singers calls one of their styles soulful Disney music, which I could totally hear that too.
Not in that they'd be in a Disney movie or anything, but they're kind of cartoonish.
They're kind of cartoonish, which apparently they credit anime to be a big influence. Yeah, to be a big influence on their kind of childlike and magical. They said childlike and magical sensibilities, which is very childlike in a weird way, even though there's one song on here where they say pussy like 15 times. But it is childlike a little bit in how fun the music is. I love their energy and their enthusiasm and their happiness on like just throughout the whole record.
Yeah, it's got so many funky grooves, so many danceable songs, or I guess rather there's like kind of 3 phases of this album, right?
Right.
It's like tracks 1 through 6 are kind of this cornucopia of different styles and different genres. There's a couple like
lots of different things going on in each song. Right?
There's a couple experimental songs and like Anxiety and maybe Oak Tree a little bit.
Yeah, Anxiety was so cool. I love both those songs actually.
And then the second phase is the middle of the album, like 7 through 11, where it's just this funky, upbeat, groovy Anderson .Paak sounding, Michael Jackson sounding types songs.
You got Why Try, you got No ID, even Cafe Du Monde. It was like we were saying, it was almost cheesy at this point.
Yeah,
but
right.
It was still so good. Stolen Fruit was an interesting one, and then you go into Big, and Big was this party song. Man, Big Frida is so fucking cool. And they just brought so much great energy to that song. That song is a party song, and then immediately following it, you have Heavy, which is this really laid-back, chill song, but it almost had this interesting hip-hop thing going in it, too. This album is all over the place, but it's weirdly... it all makes so much sense, so nothing feels out of place. Even when you have a song like Anxiety or Who's in Charge, which was so much fun. That trap beat is just so fucking sick and like distorted and dark.
Right.
It just comes out of nowhere, and it all works so well. That I had so much fun listening to this album. And there were so many moments where me and you were just not even talking, and we're just like, you had your eyes closed a lot.
Yeah,
I was looking at you like you were
in it, man.
Yeah. It's a really fun album, and I think you could easily make comparisons to Anderson .Paak or No Name, right, or Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
For me, on a lot of times, but really, Tank and the Bangas are pretty fucking unique. I would say none of those comparisons are exactly right.
Well, it's because they can become whatever they need to be for whatever song, you know? Like,
yes, exactly, dude.
They could be like an old 70s funk band, or they could be like a modern like trap band, or like phase 3 of the album, which is kind of like the soft R&B section, the kind of last songs where it's a lot of kind of 90s, maybe ballads, R&B.
Totally. On Jellyfish, that was such a 90s R&B ballad.
Yeah.
And Tariana's voice, the singer, she's incredible.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Just the range that she's had. And I feel like on the first projects, to me at least, it was like very poetry based. It was a lot of spoken word, even if there'd be rapping. But I didn't expect to hear so much singing on this record, and so much good singing.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
There was a moment, amazing singing. There was a moment in Jellyfish where she was multiple octaves up, singing just a real quick backup little lick, and man, her voice is incredible. But I love her so much too. Like, she's so goofy,
right?
And she's cute, but she's badass, and she has a really, really strong voice and a really strong presence on every one of these songs. And it's not just her, man. All the backup vocals are incredible on the song.
Yeah, the backup vocals are one of the better kind of like themes across this album. That the bass,
definitely,
always super fucking thick and delicious.
Just the juiciest bass, great piano, amazing drums. We were saying that, they use their horns very strategically, and they just sound so every single time.
Another beautiful part.
This band is legit. The whole band is legit.
Yeah, and I didn't see many of the lyrics up for any of the songs, but I'm sure looking it up, it's going to be really interesting seeing what they're saying, because there were definitely themes of, like anxiety, which is kind of like dealing with what happened recently with the pandemic and those emotions and stuff, and
smoking way too much weed to deal with it.
Right. And Communion, which is a very like kind of churchy vibe sounding song, very religious sounding, but won't know for sure until the lyrics come out.
Yeah, I mean, I love the lyrics of Who's in Charge, where she's talking about The Simpsons half the time.
Yeah, talking about like Marge.
So much. Yes, Marge with the blue hair. Lisa is a good girl. Yeah, their energy and playfulness on the whole record. It's so weird to I feel like that's when you're fucking badass. Is when you can be really playful and still be cool as fuck.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what this band is. They are so playful with their instrumentation, with the stuff that they're doing, with the music that they're playing, their energy, their delivery. All the vocals are super fun.
Yeah.
But then, you strip away. They're having so much fun because they know they are killer. So they're just they're so talented, and they're so sure of themselves that they can be playful and fun, and you just know that you can hear them having fun on this album. Nothing feels too serious.
Right. And they can kill a performance whenever they need to.
Oh, dude. I feel like that's what that's I know that was a big part of why they won the contest to go on to Tiny Desk concerts, because of the interactions between all the band members and how they kind of play off of each other. And that's what was really fun about watching their Tiny Desk concert, was like, it does kind of seem like they're at times looking at each other, just being, someone did something that maybe they kind of jazzed it up a little bit or improved a little, and someone's just like, hey, that was cool. They're kind of playing around with each other. They're having so much fun. And before we get into our Cho Snugs, man, I feel like it can't be overstated how good the production is on this record.
Oh yeah, but consistently throughout, it's just crisp and clear, very airy, very spacey when it needs to be, but also just the tones are also rich throughout the record.
It really, really blew me away. Like how there can be so much going on. There's so many instruments playing at once. I mean, at times we called out strings and woodwinds and flutes, and that's on top of their already kind of usual grouping that's already 5 or 6 musicians playing at once. You know, so how can there be so much going on instrumentally, but everything is still so clear and easy to hear, and there's still somehow so much air in the music too, but there's so much going on at once, and it's just, that's really, really impressive to me. And there's even several moments of decisions that they made in the production and the mixing where for some reason the kick was really loud in this song, or for some reason the synths were especially up in the mix in these certain songs. All the decisions were so well made, and I don't know who produced this record, but I usually never care about producers, and I want to look up who produced this record because I want to listen to their other shit.
Yeah, man.
I was so impressed.
I mean, I feel the same way.
There's not even a Wikipedia page for this, man. Like this band has over 500,000 listeners on Spotify, and their wiki page is 5 paragraphs. Like I'm surprised there's not more information about this band out there. But I mean, let's get into the hard task of picking 2 choice nugs.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if you share this sentiment with me, but basically the entire middle of the record is my best.
It was
part.
nonstop.
It's just banger after banger after banger. It's
tanking the bangers.
My fucking what, I always forget what it's called. Honorable mentions.
What, choice nug? Honorable
mentions are Oak Tree, and then track 7, 8, 9, and 11. Why Try, No ID, Cafe du Monde, and Stolen Fruit are all in my honorable mentions. 2 of those are nugs. I accidentally said them.
Give it up. Give it up.
My first choice nug is going to be Why Try.
Ah, yeah, man. I think that's mine too.
It's just got such this one especially has a very nice Anderson .Paak energy.
Yes.
It's so groovy. The harmonies are fantastic. It's very kind of Michael Jackson-y, very beachy as well.
So much Michael Jackson, so much beachy, so much Anderson .Paak. That little bit of flute that would be in there, that super simple funk, that dude, there's so much fun energy on that song, but it was almost like there's a lot of Anderson .Paak energy on this one, but I feel it sounds more organic than Anderson's stuff, because Anderson, I feel like, uses a lot of synthesizers, layers a lot of that synthesizer. This was more layered vocals than anything else. And that, like, the chorus, oh, I try. And it's, 4 different harmonies going. Man,
say
love it. Great guitar solo, too. Say whatever. And she even does a, woo! And like a Michael Jackson little hype.
Right, yeah.
Great. I love the guitar solo that sounds like it's being put through a synthesizer. It might be a synth solo, but it's really cool.
Yeah.
And it sounds, a fretless bass is always going to get kudos from me, and I'm pretty sure that Homeboy's playing a fretless bass on this song, and it sounds so cool.
I don't know. It sounds like a normal one to me, but it sounds so...
What do you know?
You know what? What do you know? Who are you?
Hey, I know Who's a fretless bass when I hear one.
All right.
I know the bassist of this band can play a fretless bass, so you might not believe in them, but I do.
Name one brand of fretless bass.
Fender. They probably make one.
All right, there it is.
Ibanez. That's all I know.
Look, what's your nug? Huh? What's one of yours? Huh?
Well, it bounced around so much, but Why Try ended up being one of mine. So we share that for sure, but I can't get past how much I loved Who's in Charge.
Wow, okay.
What is this song?
It's, this seems a lot more familiar to me of what I expected from this album, Tank and the Bangas.
Really?
And it was,
dude,
it like that drop that they do a couple times in the song where all the music comes in, and we were talking like this would be a great maybe like live mosh pit song or something like that.
Yes, that dark horror sounding trap beat is sick. It's the Simpsons lyrics were hilarious. I love the just straight I'm a fucking badass energy on the song.
Yeah, it's so much swagger.
Yeah, so much swagger and so much in a weird way dark attitude, dark energy to it. And
right.
I couldn't get past it, man. Right before we started recording, I immediately put that song on again. Like that was the one I wanted to go back and listen to immediately after again. But I have honorable mentions all over the place. There's not one song I disliked on this record.
No, Bluebell was kind of like iffy. It got me a little worried, honestly.
Same.
Communion was good for what it was, but I don't think I'd like it. And but like aside from that, yeah, just a fantastic album all the way through.
Yeah, I have some that weren't honorable mentions, but even the ones that didn't make the honorable mention, it's not that I disliked it. It just wasn't as good as the other ones. There really isn't one song on this album that I think is bad. But yeah, man, Who's in Charge was an easy choice nug for me.
My only gripe is I wish they went a little harder when they dropped that bass, like a Jesus kind of thing. But like at that point, that's just me like changing the song,
Right? Yeah, you were playing producer at that point,
so it's like.
But man, it has that broken speaker bass to it that I'm such a sucker
for it, man.
And that very hype synth, it almost sounds like a siren. Ugh, dude, give me more. I could eat that shit all day.
Some fucking naan.
Eat it with a fucking spoon.
Eat it with like a fucking falafel fillet.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I'm too high for you to mention falafel fillets, dude.
Dude, we have a street market down the road, and
that's dangerous.
No falafel fillets, but a lot of fucking what's it called?
Gyros or
like
what?
The skewers.
Oh hell yeah, satays.
Yeah, like satays, and like there's a lot of Greek food. I had fried oysters, which were
Get out of here, dude. The seafood in Seattle? Fuck you.
Oh, God, it was so good. I had a little more ashamed about this one. I basically had a hot dog, like corn dog sized mozzarella stick.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Like, look, it's like street food. So, like...
Yeah. Which is the best food, man.
Oh, God. It's happening today as well. And I'm like almost trying to stop myself from going there because I know I'm going to spend another $20 on food.
But man, the seafood up there, that fried fish, going to that, I was surprised at how good the public market or whatever it's called, the really popular thing in Seattle. I was really surprised at how good the restaurant is in that place. You think it's so touristy and it's just going to be bullshit, fried food, and it was fried, but oh my God, it was amazing,
good, man.
You're making me want some fucking fish tacos.
making me want some fish tacos.
Me making me.
Me making me talk about my second nug.
Yes.
Which was...
Me trying to make you talk about it.
Which was No ID.
Super funky, man.
Just another super funky song. Almost disco-y. And probably my favorite chorus on the record, even though it was a little bit cheesy with the lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics are weird. It was like checking someone's ID before you fuck them.
Yeah,
like, that's interesting. It's an interesting theme for a song.
But
super sexy. It's a really sexy song.
Super sexy. Love the verses on this one.
Her voice is incredible.
Yeah, just
that synth is stupid fun. Kind of like a late 70s soul too.
Right.
A mix of that with disco. I almost got towards the end G-funk vibes, man. Like Warren G type situations. No,
I don't
you
know
It's
what you're talking about.
You're
man.
too young. You're too young. But yeah, I got some G-funk vibes in there, man. More great horns.
Oh yeah, all the horns
and like
are
you said,
so choice on this record.
all the horns, so juiced, and then great chorus. The Adi,
Yeah,
Adi.
I'm head down for some money.
Yeah, good shit, man. No ID's great, but seriously, not a bad song on this album, dude.
No,
so,
man.
What are you gonna rate this thing, man?
Man, this is a consistent record with the production, but they venture out in all these different avenues. They're great at each one. There wasn't one.
I'm like dancing just listening to it again, just while we're talking about it, man. I can't help it. Get it?
God,
Get
no,
it. Break it.
There's not a bad song on this record. There's not a flop on this record. I didn't expect to like it nearly this much.
Same.
God, it's just so fun. The bottom half of the record is just so R&B and just like pretty, and then the first half it's got a lot of different stuff, some experimental stuff. I just love it. I'm giving this one like at first glance, I know I'm gonna like it more. At first glance, I'm giving this one like a 9.3.
God damn, yeah, dude. I'm right there with you. I didn't expect to like it this much. I didn't know that it was going to be this good. This is an Anderson .Paak level of fun.
When we chose this record, it was mainly because, to me,
there was nothing else.
There wasn't much else, and we knew it was going to be at least interesting. I didn't think it'd be this good.
I didn't expect it to be this good, and listening to it on really good headphones, man, it really just took it over the edge for me. Like,
what
I'm
are you
right
trying
there
to say
with you.
about my headphones?
I think you know what I'm saying. I'm right there with you, though. It's no, trust me, they look like they are quality.
They were $5 at a Five Below. Thank you very much.
Exactly, exactly.
Did you see the part with the
what, the glitter?
Yeah, the glitter.
Oh, that shit! It moves around. Oh, that's sick. Okay,
so maybe
that's
watch
totally
your words
worth. That's worth the $5. I don't have liquid glitter in my headphones, unfortunately. But I'm right there with you, man. I love the energy. I love the enthusiasm. It just made me happy listening to it. I think Tariana, I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Her voice is incredible. I love her.
Yeah.
I love all the musicians on the record. All the vocalists are so good. It's not music I would normally gravitate towards, but it's just so fun and it's played so well.
Yeah.
That I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. This isn't usually my cup of tea either, but like, damn, if I ever get in a mood to dance, just to groove, just like cooking a meal or going down, in my top down convertible, is it?
Dude, taking a walk through the city with this, going to the beach. This is an album that it fits so many different scenarios, and all of them are just gonna be chill and happy. And I can't overstate how much I absolutely love the production on this record. I can't wait to follow up on the producer of this. Pretty much every song is an honorable mention, if not one of my favorites on this. And if this band does not collaborate with Tierra Whack fucking ASAP,
don't start talking about things like that.
If by the end of 2022, Tank and the Bangas does not have a song with Tierra Whack, they both fucked up. Everyone fucked up in that scenario. So we've only listened to this album once, and we're just talking about our first impressions, but this is also going to be a solid 9.0.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling it's going to go up the more I listen to it. This album is only going to get better.
All right, well,
it's going to age like like wine.
It's some good stuff. Check it out if y'all haven't.
Check it out, man.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Well, you can find us on Instagram at EBPcast. Jean-Luc Guitard. Brett Hanrahan, you got us on YouTube. We're on Podbean, is technically the official site.
That's our host or whatever. But we're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on everywhere you can get podcasts. We have tons and tons of episodes. Let us know what you think of these shorties, man. Let us know what other albums you guys would want us to review. We've gotten a few recommendations in the last few weeks, and I'm excited to dive into those sometime. And thank you so much for watching, buddies. Like you said, find us on Instagram. Listen to more of our shit. Like us. Subscribe to us. Bell us. Tell your friends about us. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Brett, what would you rate this episode?
Man, I'm rating this episode a fucking Cafe du Monde out of 10.
That's the one I'm listening to right now.
Cafe du Monde.
You nailed it. I'm gonna rate this a Marge Simpson with the blue hair 0.3.
Okay.
Out of 10.
All right. I'm liking that.
I like that. And I think this was good, man.
You know what, Lucas? This was good.
That's how someone ended their show. I can't remember. Some sports guy.
No, it was like Conan O'Brien or something, like Flick the Pen or something.
Probably.
Anyway.
Probably someone super cool.
See y'all later.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Cafe du Monde.
Cafe du Monde.
And a 3, 2, 1.